Hi everybody. So I've received a lot of queries about trying to create an attendance list from a Microsoft Teams meeting. And if you go in Google and try and see if you're able to do this, this is just a response from 2018. And yeah, they're saying it's a good suggestion, but it hasn't yet been picked up. So that's 2018. We're now in 2020, and they still haven't done this. So the short answer is no. The long answer is also no. So a way to get around this is to do a meeting register using Microsoft Forms. So let's go to forms.office.com. And what we're wanting to do is create a new form. Step number 2, create a new form. So we can go and change the name. We can call this Register 20th of May 2020. You can put in a description over here if you want. Right. And now we need to add questions. So we can click Add Questions. And now we've got options. We can do a choice where it's almost from a drop-down list. We can put in text, where it can be short text or long text. You can put in a rating like a Likert scale, or you can put in the date, or there are other things that you can do. So let's keep it simple. Let's go text. We want first name. And is it compulsory? Yes, so we make it required. Let's add another text. We want surname. Is it required? Yes, it's now remembered our choice. Let's go add new. We want another text. We want staff number. Short answer. And here we can even go into some restrictions. We can say, yes, it must be a number. And it must be greater than... There we go. So that's just a way you can put it in and restrict some of the answers. Okay, so now we want them to put their faculty. If we had it as a text question, they could then say Phoebe or faculty of engineering, or they could say engineering, or they could say engineering and built environment. So we actually want to limit the choices. So we put in a choice option. So we say, select your faculty from the list below. And let's just go in. I'm just going to do shorthand, if I can remember all of them. And we keep on adding until we get all of them. So let's see. Engineering, arts and design, management sciences, accounting and informatics, health sciences, and I have forgotten one. And applied sciences. Right. So now we've got the option over here of add other. So they could be sitting in Kelt, for example, in the library, and then they can click other, and then it allows them to fill it out over here. Right. And we can go and change it so that instead of them having to click these, it can actually come from a drop-down list. And let's put in a rating question over here. Let's make it just 5 stars. Rate the session from 1 star to 5 star. And usually the last one we put in here, any additional information you would like to provide. And we can make this a long answer. It doesn't change the number of characters allowed. Microsoft Forms doesn't do that. But what it does do is it just creates a bigger box. So let's go and preview this. And there we go. It's got a star for everything that's required. So let's have a look at this faculty. There's their faculty. And if they had to click other, it then allows them to enter it. They could rate the session and then any other additional information. And you can have a look at how it would in the mobile as well. Okay, so let's go back. This one over here, I don't want it to be a required because it's additional one. Okay, so that's good. We've actually now quickly just set up our register, as simple as that. Let's go into the additional settings, right? So edit the settings. Who can fill out this form? Only people in my organization can respond. This means that they have to log in to Microsoft Forms in order to be able to do it. So they have to have a Microsoft account, a DUT account. You can record the name automatically from here. You can specify one response per person, or you can say anyone with the link can respond. So if you've got external people who are going to be registering, you can click this over here. I sometimes also have cases where people don't know that they have to log in order to use it. So I sometimes just select this over here to make it so that anybody with the link can respond. That's if you've got some newbie users over there. Okay, so we can actually, very important over here, is you can say a start date. Right, you only want this to start from when the meeting is going to take place. From 10 o'clock. And the end date is right. I'm only going to give people, sorry, I didn't change that. I'm only going to give people from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. to fill it. So that is going to be restricted. If they try and do the register at 11:01, they're not going to be able to. Okay. And you can shuffle the questions, which I wouldn't recommend doing. I like our order. And you can customize the thank you message. So you can even say, thank you for attending. Thank you for attending today's session. Your input is valued. And you could here choose to send an email receipt to the respondents, and then it will show them what they said. Or you can also select over here to get an email notification of each respondent. I do not recommend you do that because then you'll be flooded with emails. Okay, so we've now got our form over here, and it's actually sitting under my name. So let's go to Microsoft Teams and go and put this into a group. I'm just going to select this group over here, this Teams, and say we've got a meeting. Sorry, it's just busy loading. Internet is a bit slow. So say we've got a meeting over here. I then go and click up on the top, add a tab. Right. So I can click add a tab. I can then go and search for forms. There's forms. And now it's got suggestions here. Sorry, that's not forms. Let's go back. Add forms. There we go. Now it's forms. And it's busy loading. So you can name your shared form if you've got it already. Well, no, that's to create one. Sorry, you do not want to create one. You want to add an existing form. So there it's automatically selected that register 2020 personal. I could go back here. I could go in and say, right, go to share, send and collect responses. Let's copy it. Let's go back over here. Let's paste it. And let's see if that works. What do I want to do? I want to collect responses. That's correct. Is it working? No, it's not. Let me close that. Let me just select it over there. And let's go save. Collect responses is very, very important. Right. And you can see now it's currently not accepting responses. Why? Because I've got my start date and time. Let's just go back and make that there. Let's go and save it. We'll automatically save. Let's go back and click, and hopefully now it will load up. There we go, and it works. So I could now go in and complete it. Could go and put in my staff number. I could go and select my faculty. I can go and rate the session, and I can put in my answer, my response over there. As simple as that. Very important. You saw over here, we were able to put in the fill. What a lot of people do is they try and create a form from here. And they then go register, and you put in the date. But you see it says create a shared form that your team can edit. Right. So what happens over there? Then you create something and it's sitting over there in edit mode. Why is that bad? Because if you go first name, add new text, surname, people then get this. And they try and click there to type their name, and then they go and type their name, and you can see what it's gone and done is it's actually gone and changed what the title of the question is. So do not do that. That is not what you want to do. It must not be edit. Let's just go and remove that. What it must be is fill. Okay. Very important. You can even do additional things over here. In your meeting, you could then even go, where's my 3 dots? Copy link to this tab, right? So if you now have a meeting and you try and post this in the meeting, in the minutes of the meeting, it will then take them to the tab where they can go and fill it in. Another way that we could have shared it over here, okay, we could have gone share, we could have then gone copy the link. Please do not do this one where they can view and edit, where they can collaborate. You want this one over here where you can send and collect. And the big difference is that it's got response. This one will have design, and you don't want that. You want response. So you could even go and take that, paste it, and you can see you've then got the form where it looks like that. Another thing you could go and do, and it automatically remembers it's a form. You could even go right over here and say, here is the register. Double click that, link it, hyperlink it, paste it, and then people can go and click the register over there and fill it in. In order to see the responses, we go back to forms, and then we go and click on our register over there. We click on responses, and there is busy showing everybody, and we can even click and say open in Excel, and it will then show me the results in Excel, which is a bit easier to see it. And there is going to be opening it up in Excel. So now we have it in Excel. It's recorded the start time, the completion time. Very important, this information over here, it's gotten it because I logged in with my DUT credentials. Right, and this is my Microsoft account. I didn't ask for my email, but it's pulled it from the account because the settings are there and that information is there. But there is the rest of it, all nicely done in Excel. One thing to be aware of, I created this register under my name. Usually that's not a good idea. You would actually want to go into your group forms and then go and select where your group is that you want the register to be in. So you would go in over here and you would then go and click it. Where's something I can click? And then you would say new group form.